For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try.
There aren't any cops around.
Didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Rub your hands, sir. You are right now.
Welcome. We are live in full effect. I am your host, Josh Midgett. This is TalkSPORTS Live. Glad to be with y'all today on this Friday edition, man. Glad to be on with y'all. A lot of stuff going on today. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on. I got you. Somehow getting some messages here. But anyway. Glad to be on, man. Appreciate all of y'all tuning in, watching, wherever you may be. However you may be checking me out on this Friday evening. Hope y'all are enjoying this Friday, man. It's Labor Day weekend. And hopefully y'all are going to enjoy Labor Day weekend, doing as little labor as possible during Labor Day weekend as we head into it, man. Usually it's time to barbecue. And more importantly than anything else, at least for me, football. Football is back. specifically college football. If you're into that type of thing, college football, I am. It was back last night. A lot of games last night. Games tonight. Games tomorrow night. Games Sunday night. Unbelievable. Great time to be a sports fan. Got Serena Williams match going on as well. I believe it's going on currently. Be kind of busy in the office, but I know that's been a captivating spectacle all week long, as a matter of fact. So definitely gonna touch on that and so many other things going on, man. So definitely looking forward to this show today. So much happening right now. Some things that have happened just today alone in the sports world. And we're going to kind of get into that right off the bat here. What's up, Greg? I see you, man. Good. What's up, Leon in the building? Stanley in the building. Carlos in the building as well. What's up to all of y'all? Shout out to everybody watching on all our platforms, YouTube, Talkback Live Network. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Talkback Live Network on YouTube, because Facebook can be tricky, as y'all can see. Facebook has been very tricky to me. And I thank you, Carlos, for that update. Put it up on the screen. So Serena lost the first set, but is ahead in the second set. So keep us updated, Carlos, and then whoever else may be watching that while checking me out on today as well. I'm definitely going to try to keep up as well with all this other stuff that's going on. But, man, a lot going on. Tiger football tomorrow, Mississippi State. They head to Starksville, heading out down there, which they already are. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about that a little bit and why I think this is an extremely important season for Memphis Tiger football. This is a defining season for the program. Just as important, really more important, almost I could say more important than the beginning of the turnaround. You know what I'm saying, with Fuente and Norvell. This might be the most important season in the history of Tiger football. We'll talk about that. But right now, we're going to start off with some news. Shout out to Leon. Say he's headed to Starkville in the morning. So, okay, good deal. Good evening, God's people, says Kelly. Good evening to you, sir. And everybody that's continuing to come in. Again, if you're watching right now, y'all know the deal. Hit the like button right now. If you're watching only on whatever platform you are watching, go ahead and hit that like button for me. It would be greatly appreciated. Very, very much. And share this video as well, man. Let people know where the show is and how they can find the show as well. I always get people that hit me up afterwards and say, man, I missed the show, whatever. And they'll catch the replay, which is what's cool about it. But share the video as well, man, in case people forget. And call your friend, call your ex, call your baby mama that you don't talk to no more. Call your kids that you may or may not be in their lives. Hopefully you are, all of y'all. I think most of y'all are good people. But, of course, I'm just messing around. But anyway, let's get into this, man. I'm feeling good on this Friday. Hope y'all are too. Now, I know who isn't feeling good on this Friday, and it's East High School. And probably James Wiseman not feeling too good either, even though he's in the pros and making money. And Penny is doing his thing in the basketball program in Memphis. But still, the James Wiseman situation will never, ever go away. And if you needed any evidence of that fact, just look no further than what came down today. So you would think with James Wiseman in Golden State, Penny Hardaway at the University of Memphis, that this would all be over. But no. The TSSAA had something to say, and it wasn't very nice. So evidently the investigation into Penny and his recruitment of Wiseman, not to Memphis, but to East High School, was still being investigated up until very recently, where the TSSAA was the governing body of sports and athletics in the state of Tennessee, made that determining decision that James Wiseman was ineligible when he helped East High School win back-to-back state basketball titles in 2017 and 2018. the 2017-18 season and the 18-19 season. East is also fined $15,000, and they have to vacate the 2 state titles that they won during James Wiseman's time as a East High Mustang. So this has caused a lot of reaction, man. If you're in the local Mid-South area, if you've been following the Tigers at all and the situation that's been going on, when you talk about James Wiseman, you talk about Penny Hardaway, this has been an ongoing saga. What's up, GKP? I see you in the building. Good to see you on this Friday evening, Labor weekend. We're just diving into the James Wiseman, the punishment for East High School, that is, because you can't really punish Wiseman. He's making money with Golden State, hanging out with Steph Curry in there. But they decided to put the hammer down. So what they're saying is the way that Penny Hardaway acquired James Wiseman was questionable enough for the TSSAA to say it was illegal with the way that Penny acquired him. And now we got what we got with the punishment of East. So this is a pretty big deal. They lost, and they've erased the 2 state titles that they won. And that was with Lomax, that was with Wiseman and all those guys. So it's pretty messed up when you look at it from that perspective. And I'm curious, what do y'all think? Do you think they did the right thing? Do you think this is unnecessary pettiness from the TSSAA? Do they have more important things to focus on than going back in the history of a high school team and erasing everything they've done? Because what a lot of people feel like, and I've seen this on social media already, a lot of people feel that the TSSAA was not going to stop until they wiped clean everything Penny Hardaway did at East High School. And now that seems to be the case. Let me read a little bit of this story here from Channel 3, and this is just a little bit of it. Some of it's kind of restating what I've already said, but the TSSAA is ordering East to vacate all of its wins, not just the state titles, but all the wins that they accumulated as well. And the 2018 state championship, fining East close to $15,000 after they said Hardaway violated recruiting rules in bringing Wiseman from Nashville to Memphis. Now, we've talked about this back when it happened. If you followed the show long enough, we were talking about going way back. They recruited Wiseman. It was all heard about and speculated about and all that stuff about how he brought Wiseman to Memphis, how there were provisions made for his parents to move to Memphis and things of that nature, facilitated by Penny Hardaway. Now, it's funny how this goes, because this whole situation seemed to not only follow him to to East High School, but it followed him to the University of Memphis, because that was the whole reason why he was ruled ineligible as a Tiger, because of the same situation. So it almost makes you wonder, was it worth it, how the whole situation was done? And can you even blame Penny for the way it was done? Was it really wrong? In you guys' opinion that are watching this right now, do you think Penny did the wrong thing in how he recruited James Wiseman, how he brought him to Memphis? Or is the TSSAA and the NCAA, which what happened with the Tigers, are they all overstepping their boundaries when it comes to the punishment in this particular case? You can give me a call because the phone lines are open, 901-213-6020. Feel free to hit me up. The phone lines are open. You can also continue to leave a comment, as a lot of y'all are starting to do. Greg says it sucks, but it was illegal. Happens all the time, but not with anyone with his kind of clout. Greg also says, I don't think this would have happened without the NCAA investigations. Now, that's very interesting to point out as well, because it's so funny how this is intersecting, right? It's the TSSAA is the high school entity, and then you have the NCAA, which we still don't know what's going to happen with that. Let's go to the phone lines.
Call from Greg on radio. To accept, press 1.
All right, we got Greg all the way from Topeka, Kansas. What's up, Greg? How you feeling?
Good evening, Josh. What's going on, man?
Man, good to hear from you, man. How you doing out there in the beautiful Kansas area?
Man, it's different. But look, I'm going to be recruiting black people here very soon because there's some disparity up here as far as the coloration going on up here.
Yeah, I heard about the coloration, man.
But Topeka's cool, man. It's a little different than what I expected. I'm not sure exactly what I expected, but it's different than what I would have expected. Topeka, even though it's the capital, from what just traveling around the other little cities around, Topeka is not held with a high regard at all.
Oh man, I didn't know this.
Nah, man, they people kind of put their nose up in the air when it comes to Topeka for some reason. I don't know. Man,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's they got some issues here though. They got some issues. But anyway, Josh, thanks for taking my call, man. Look, I'm gonna be real quick, and I don't know how long my line gonna last out here in these boonies, man.
It's all good. It's all good.
But the thing with Coach Penny, man, look, I'm not surprised, and yeah, man. I mean, are they overstepping? I don't think either one of the entities are overstepping.
Okay.
However, I don't think that they had to take the steps that they had. I think they did that simply because of Coach Penny's arrogance and his brashness with what he did. I think it was more so of how he did it than what he did that's caused the problem. And I don't think that the NCAA would have did what they did had it not for the NCAA doing what they did.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, Coach Penny could, he could say what he wanted to the NCAA. He could say what he wanted to them, lie, whatever, subvert the truth or just basically ignore them. But you can't do that with the NCAA.
That's true. That's very true.
Can't do that with them. And you notice, these things happen at East before they happen at NCAA, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but why is the NCAA coming, later with their rulings than the NCAA? Even though, Penny still got, the rest of this, whatever they AARP thing. I call it AARP because they moving slow like they old in a mug, know.
Exactly.
But and like I said, I don't think see, here's the smoking gun that the NCAA had on Penny. He blatantly said that he gave the money in an amount of $11,000, what was it, $500 to James Wiseman mom to move here.
Yeah, he did.
To and basically go east. So that's what they were probably waiting to hear. Other than that, it was dead in the water on their end.
Yeah, that's true.
But once he said that, bam, there you go. And so that answers the question of why did their ruling come after the NCAA's initial ruling when totally separate bodies. But he gave them what they needed. And like I said, I don't think it would have gone the way it has, but like I said, it was a bit of arrogance and on Coach Hardaway's part.
So in your opinion, and just real quick, Greg, in your opinion, do you feel like things have changed when you look at Penny the way he does things now compared to then? Because it almost seems like they almost operate differently, as far as the way they recruit now. At least that's the way I look at it, or the way they handle business.
Well, he had better. Yeah, he had better change some of the stuff that he did, that has been done, or he's going to be done very quickly.
Yeah,
that's true. Because he already know, as Coach Cal can tell them once you get under that microscope, man, you know, it's hard to keep from under that microscope.
Yep.
And then especially,
Say again, Greg. You went out on me for a second. Well, I know he said he's in the boonies with his cell reception, so hopefully, I think we lost Greg there. Man, I know he's way out in Kansas, man, but I appreciate him calling as well. Maybe he can leave the rest of it in the comments there. But I got some more people coming in. Shout out to my auntie watching as well. Hello to you there. Shout out to Frankie in the building. She says she is at says, good evening. I'm at the Germantown and Whitehaven football game. Okay. Shout out to you. That's a really good game to be at, no doubt. Let us know what's going on down there as well. You could be our reporter with the score and all that. That's two big time programs in the high school area, football wise. So definitely, yeah. Greg said the boonies got me, dog. It's all good, Greg. It's all good. Appreciate your call, nevertheless, man. But those of y'all that are watching, we are talking Penny Hardaway, James Wiseman. That was the big news that happened today. The breaking news: East was stripped even though it says 2 state titles I saw, but now I'm looking. It seems like it's just the 2018 state title, but nonetheless, all of their wins with James Wiseman, whatever they did win, it's gone. And a $15,000 fine. So is that too much, or is it just the punishment that's necessary for what Penny did to bring them Wiseman to East? And do you think it was worth it if all the wins are gone? So we'll talk about that as well. It's 901-213-6020 if you want to call. Got Bob in the building as well. Says good evening and go Tigers. And Frankie says halftime is 14-10 Whitehaven. All right. So shout out to Whitehaven. And that's the Whitehaven Tigers as well. So Tigers doing everything, man. GKP, going back to his comment, he said, let's just say he did the right thing, but in the wrong way. Okay. So what's that mean? Now, did you mean he did the right thing in recruiting Wiseman and the wrong thing by paying his helping to pay for his family's trip to Memphis and help them get settled in the city from because for those of you that don't know, I think most of you do, James Wiseman was in Nashville playing at Innsworth in Nashville before he came to Memphis, and something sparked his decision to move from Nashville to Memphis suddenly to play for Penny, and then everything was history at that point. So, man, but it's interesting to see that they're still following this whole situation as well. And what Greg brought up too, the IAR, it's not the AARP, it's the IARP investigation into the program is still evidently going on by, and maybe at some point they're going to put down a ruling. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to say I'm not worried about it. I don't want them to speed it up because I'm cool with the Tigers having some success right now. Hopefully, whatever the punishment is it too bad that messes up this upcoming season? Maybe if they want to wait till next season, I don't know. But my thing is take as long as y'all need to. We're enjoying things right now. But let's go to the phone lines again. See who we got.
Call from
Rex.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, and we get GKP in a little bit here. All right, we got Rex on the line, I believe. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, man.
Good. How you feeling?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I don't think there was anything nefarious on Penny's part, because if he had known that the rule existed, he could have very easily covered it up, and tried to hide and conceal it. But, they say ignorance is no excuse, but I doubt he even knew that he was violating any of their code or ethics.
I can see that. I can see that because especially It's funny at the time. I know Penny was even still trying to figure out all the rules and regulations. You know, you'd always talk about having a guy to break down compliance and what was and wasn't. You know, so you got to realize this was early in Penny's tenure with all this stuff with Wiseman. I think at this point, you can tell he's operating differently than he did then, and he might have even operated differently at the time had he known now what he did then.
Right. And I think, you know, I believe the Penny that we know is a generous person and was trying to help Wiseman to fulfill his dream of playing with the NBA legends, you know, and just trying to help him out. And, you know, because, you know, who wouldn't want to play for Penny Hardaway?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, you know.
Do you think the punishment's fair considering everything or what?
No, I don't think it's fair. I think it happened. I think the timing is bad to bring it up now because it's been several years ago. And I think it punishes the East and the kids. And, you know, they worked hard for their championship and they earned it. And if, you know, I mean, I don't want to punish Penny, but I mean, if I want to punish anybody, to punish Penny, but don't punish the kids or the school. That's just wrong. But, you know, I don't want to punish Penny either, honestly.
Because, you know, my thing is I don't understand the fine. Like, what are you fining the school for? Like, what? It just makes no sense. Yeah, not at all.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later. It's just my 2 cents. Thank you for letting me share.
All right, Rex. I appreciate the call, man.
All right, bye.
All right, that's Rex, first-time caller. Appreciate you as always. And still talking Penny. Wiseman had a couple different opinions. Greg said, hey, you know, Penny did what he shouldn't have done, and he's getting a punishment. Got Rex. Says he just thinks Penny was trying to help a kid get an opportunity to play for a legend that Penny is, which is true. Who wouldn't want to play for Penny? And things of that nature. I can't disagree with that. Now looking here also, shout out to Vicky. Vicky says, hello, everyone. Y'all not watching Serena Williams. And call back GKP. I had Rex on. I couldn't get you both on at the same time. You can hit me up. I know Serena's going on. Y'all keep me updated. Y'all that are watching Serena, I know my man Carlos is keeping us updated. Keep us updated, Vicky, on what's going down.
Call from JGKP Worths. To accept, press 1. To send.
All right, GKP in the building. How you doing, sir?
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Listen, first time caller. Thank you. Okay, we appreciate it. But y'all already know who it is. Okay.
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them do.
Look, I take my time out. I'm sitting here almost in tears because it looks like this might be Serena last night. And you don't answer the phone, my man? Okay.
Hold on. First of all,
Jesus.
We need to address you in tears watching Serena. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, it's crushing, man. Listen, she had the first set. She was up 5-3. Ended up losing the first set. Right now in the second set, that she was up 5-2. It's 30-30, and this girl already caught up 4 sets to 5. Man, it's awesome. So I'm sitting here like, wow, man. I mean, listen, this could possibly be the night. I've been watching all 3 nights, hoping it wasn't the night.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, maybe she shouldn't have played in the doubles last night. I didn't like that. I just didn't like that.
I get that. I thought the same thing, actually. You know, getting a little
older.
Man,
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I mean, come on. But hey, what is this topic you're on, man? Listen, hey, look. Penny tried to do the right thing in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He saw the folks needed help. You know, of course, he was trying to be somewhat of a philanthropist. You know what I mean? He wanted to help the people. But he also knew that, hey, she had a tall son. And he could possibly come to East and, wow, what a team we have. You know what I mean? Hey, let's just face it, man. It was wrong, buddy. Okay. It was wrong. I mean, you know, we didn't cheat on the test for Derrick Rose when we lost the stuff with the teams years ago.
Yeah, Calipari.
But hey, and the best thing was we didn't win. They missed those free throws. Because imagine. We had tore our city up and all of that. And then only a few years later, they go, hey, Y'all didn't win a thing. Every game is gone. It's heartbreaking for the children, but adults made some bad decisions, and ultimately it cost everybody. That's the way it works.
But now, why are they finding the school? That's my thing. 15,000 of the East High. I mean, can they afford a fine like that? I mean, come on now.
Listen, what did they say when they fired the one coach? I can't remember his name. I want to say, well, maybe it was. I think it was back in when the Notre Dame or the Penn State Sandusky issue, and they told the coach, well, if you didn't know, you should have known that. And I may have the wrong school. It may have been the NFL, but the guy, it cost everybody, man, because hey, if you didn't know, you should have known. That's all they're saying to East. Hey, y'all knew Penny had this kid in here. He just showed up. Kid had never been to the school. How he get down here from Nashville? Okay, no one asked the questions.
Hey man,
you know
look,
what I mean? Where's mama work at?
Look, we don't need to worry about all that. You know what I'm saying? Look, we don't need to worry about all that. She's a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? And providing for her. I'm sure she's a great person. Love the Wiseman family, all great people. You know what I mean? And Penny just sees some people in need and took care of it. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Hey man, look, a great philanthropist move, but not a great coaching move. Okay, not the right coaching move. It was just he didn't know how to do that. And when you're in high school, you don't understand that the same rules apply basically across all of these entities. But he was like, I'm Penny Hardaway. Ain't nobody gonna notice this boy wearing pennies every day, stuff like that. I already got the shoes so they come out, stuff like that. I ain't think people was peeping that.
Look, I can't confirm or deny anything that may or may not have been said just now. But I will say this. I do think, like I said earlier, Penny would have handled this a little different, especially I think the main thing, like Greg was saying, Penny was a little brash when it first came out. They were investigating. If you remember the season, Wiseman was at Memphis, and they said, hey, he basically said it's Memphis versus everybody type of deal. You know what I'm saying? They even had the shirts. I forget what the shirt said. Memphis versus NCAA. It was something like that. And then the NCAA was like, okay, all right, then we coming. So I don't know. I don't think Penny would have done that now like he did then. So.
Well, listen, maybe, this lesson won't be a loss. It'll be one that's learned, and he'll gain something from it. And, he can move forward in his coaching career. Okay, it puts the end to all of the noise.
Yeah.
Hey, if he doesn't do anything moving forward, then, hey, his slate should be okay. But he does have a bullseye on his back now.
That's true.
And everybody has him on radar. Okay, it is what it is, people. As I'm sitting here steady getting crushed. Well, Serena pulled it out.
Oh.
Woo! She pulled the second set out, y'all.
Yes, sir.
6-5. She had left this girl tied up 5-5 in the second set after being up 5-2.
Yes, sir.
She pulled the second set out. So now we have Serena evolving into the life match coming up. Either she's going to stay around or she's going to be headed out, people. It's simple as that. But, hey, she's a ghost still.
Hey, look, I appreciate our Serena Williams expert and follower or reporter, that is, GKP on the scene watching the U.S. Open, man. I appreciate your correspondence, man.
Hey, reporting live for Talkback Live Network. Y'all already know who it is.
GKP, hey, appreciate the call, man. As always. What's up, Tim? Cousin in the building, Georgia in the house. Like Bob said, Georgia in the building on the stream. Shout out to y'all, man. What's up, cousin? Oh, man, I gotta get with you, man. I don't know if you're still doing that cologne or not, but we'll talk off about that. That's this whole nother thing. But what's up, man? I see Stanley coming in. Said it's not over. What you mean it's not over, GKP? Oh, you talking about the tennis match? Are you rooting for her to lose, Stanley? You can't root against Serena. There's one of us. We can't root against her. I guess you can. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't know who she's playing against, but everybody's rooting for Serena out here, no doubt. Most of the people in the comments, I think, as well. I know Vicky's watching. Carlos is watching that match as well. And I get it, because this is one of the, this is a Tiger Woods. This is a Michael Jordan level athlete in Serena Williams. So this is always going to be in the headlines. But we're also talking about the headlines that happened earlier today. East High School stripped of the state championship, fined $15,000 for what happened with Penny and James Wiseman, because they ruled Wiseman was not eligible to play in any of the games that he played in. So is that too much of a punishment for the school? Because think about it, Penny's not going to suffer anything from this. James Wiseman's really not going to suffer anything from that. Of course, he loses the state titles, but he's an NBA player now. Neither of them have any real consequences. The only people facing real consequences is East High School. They lose the state championship banner. They lose the records, which I'm sure broke all sorts of records, because those teams won so many. They ran through everybody in the city. They lost some games, but not that many. They were extremely dominant, and all those games are gone. And then you get fined $15,000 for a high school I don't think could afford to lose $15,000 to just be paying up like that. So I don't know, man, how to feel about that. If anybody else has any thoughts on that, you feel free to call in 901-213-6020. Got a couple different reports here. GKP tells Stanley to stay off of my grass. So there's that. Stanley says she hasn't won the second set yet. So GKP reported. That's according to GKP when he called in. Supposed to be our correspondent. He says Serena has won the second set. But I'm hearing from Stanley, says she has not won it yet. Now I'm also looking at Carlos coming in, says Serena has not won the second set yet, but she leads 6-5. He says you have to win by 2. So has our correspondent, GKP, let us down, has let us down and let Serena down, everybody else, by giving us invalid information. We need to know, do we need to switch correspondents? It sounds like we have several that are watching. Stanley's watching, Carlos, Frankie's got it recording on DVR. And I don't know who to believe anymore. You can't get correspondence like you used to, I guess. Let's go to the phone lines.
Call from JGKP Worth.
Oh, well, speaking of, our correspondent, what's going on, man?
Y'all already know who it is. I was getting conflicting reports. I was getting reports from both the black crowd that just wanted to win so bad, and then I was getting some reports from the people that really know the game. And no, she has not won the second set yet.
Oh, okay.
There's just just blame it on the black and me. I just wanted that set to be over so bad. She's now leading 30-15.
Okay.
And she's up for the win if she can get above 2, as your so-called quick to report commenters said. Okay? I can fix this. I can fix this. Okay, Stanley, stay off my grass. Okay.
Look, we just try to keep you up, correspondent, man. We paying y'all this money. You know what I mean, to be a correspondent, and we just need you to be correct, man. You know what I mean? We need the right info.
I apologize. Tell the big boss Bob I won't do that again. I know he's ready to let me go.
Yeah,
I know he's ready to let me go.
He was in my ear a minute ago, saying all sorts of things about you. But hopefully this might change some things. I'm gonna report to him in his office later and see what he has to say. All right, he might even comment.
Thank you. I will make this right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Reporting live from the site of my TV, watching the U.S. Open. This is Talkback Live Network. Y'all already know who it is.
Okay. There it is. Signing out. Our correspondent, man. See if we can get it right, man. Hopefully we don't have to let him go. But it is what it is. GKP says, Carlos says GKP is giving folks false hope. Man, we can't be doing this on this. So many high stakes on the line. Fred Smith in the building. How you doing, sir? He says, I will pay the fine, man, for East High School. Okay, well, there it is. So East High School, y'all contact Fred, or Fred contact East, or however y'all want to do that. And he says he'll pay the fine. Now, you know Fred is $15,000. So, you know, that's a good penny. So if you got that to give up, there it is. And that would be great if somebody steps up to pay that fine. Greg says, man, y'all already know Coach Penny Hardaway already cash apped that chump change. Okay. Look, it could be. Right, it could be. Penny and Wiseman, actually, at this point, they both can't afford that little $15,000. So hopefully that happens, man. Hopefully that does happen. And that would be great if they do that out of the kindness of their hearts. Fred Smith, now he's laughing. I don't know if Fred was serious about paying that fine. I don't know. Now that he's putting the laughing emojis. But I was about to say, Fred, leave your number. And you can just give us the money, and we'll find a way to get it to East. But anyway, this is Talk Sports Live. If you're first time watching here on Talkback Live Network, go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already, and share this video as well, and get folks to join in. Been talking mostly about Penny and James Wiseman. If y'all still want to talk about that, continue to comment below. And also, if you still want to call in, the phone line is still open as well with how you feel about the situation. So, a lot of stuff, man, a lot of other stuff to talk about. One other thing I want to get to as well is the Memphis Tigers football program, staying in the Memphis Tigers lane of things. So, I don't know how many of y'all follow the football program. Y'all let me know, because here's the first thing I want to say. And I talked with Isaac from Tiger Sports Report, I believe it was last week or the week before, about this. The excitement for Tiger football is not there like it has been in the past several years with Justin Fuente and Mike Norvell. No matter how you felt about Norvell, it was at its height with Norvell because, of course, Fuente kicked off the resurgence of the program, and Norvell stood on those shoulders and continued to build upon it, because of the start that he had. And it got as high as the Memphis Tigers reaching a BCS Bowl, going to the Cotton Bowl, you know what I'm saying, and playing Penn State. You had the Memphis Tigers college game day on Beale Street. You had the Tigers beating SMU as a ranked football team on ABC in prime time. The program was ascending, sold out Liberty Bowl, national television putting the Tigers in the top 15 in the country, recruiting rising, excitement all over the nation. People wondering, are the Tigers the next big team to make it to a big-time conference? Maybe the Big 12, maybe the Pac-12, Big 10, whatever the case is. And ever since Norvell left and Ryan Silverfield took the reins, think about this. Ryan Silverfield took over officially in the Cotton Bowl. He coached the Cotton Bowl because Norvell took off running to Tallahassee, which, depending on how he does this season, they're going to run him out of Tallahassee, but that's a whole nother story. But Silverfield took over during the Cotton Bowl because he was an assistant under Norvell. And the Tigers did put forth a competitive performance, but Penn State was a little too much. But for whatever reason, the excitement is not carried over. The momentum is not carried over because whatever you want to say about Norvell, the excitement was at a fever pitch. And it was handed off to Silverfield, and it has dropped off a cliff. It hasn't just dropped off a little bit. It's dropped off a cliff. It's dropped off the Grand Canyon. It's in a ditch. And, there's reports out there that they've sold 15,000 season tickets, which I heard is a lot less than the previous year. Don't know how true that is. Look, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Now, this is not to say the football team is bad, because I don't think they are. even all signs are saying that Silverfield is continuing to improve on recruiting. The past 2 seasons under Silverfield, they've had the 2 best recruiting classes in the history of the football program. So they're still doing well recruiting-wise. But if you look at what they did on the field last year, it wasn't terrible, but wasn't great. You start off great, 3-0. You beat Mississippi State at the Liberty Bowl. It looks like you got the next great Tiger running back in Brandon Thomas. And then he falls off a cliff. He starts fumbling like a madman. The offense just doesn't seem to click like it normally would. And just things just didn't seem to look well. You know, and a team that had Calvin Austin and Seth Hennigan as a true freshman, they came in and looked really, really good as a quarterback. But I don't know what it is. It's like something's missing. Something's missing. I don't know if it's on the field or is it on the sideline. Could it be coaching? Could we have fallen off a cliff coaching-wise as well as excitement-wise? I'm going to tell you this. Here's what I say. I say Silverfield, I don't know how he is as a coach yet. I don't know. Last year gave me some warning signs, some signs of concern, some reasons to worry. And heading into this season, I think, and I got it down right here in front of me, the Tigers are facing a defining season as a football program. Because if you look at the state of college football and college athletics right now, especially in football, there's an arms race going on for teams. And these big conferences are really trying to gather as many arms as possible. They're grabbing for teams left and right. Look at what the SEC's doing. Texas and with Oklahoma and I believe, was it Texas? And I sorry for not remembering off the top of my head, but those 2 big schools coming to the SEC, whoever would have thought that? You look at what teams like the Pac-10 is doing, or all these different moves that are being made to conference realignment, negotiations being made for this and that. You know, the ACC, the SEC, trying to get Clemson, on top of everybody else they're trying to get, and Memphis is just kind of left out on the edge. You can't afford to be mediocre in this environment.
Call from JGKP Worths. To accept.
All right, we got our reporter back in again. GKP, what's going on?
Y'all already know who it is. I got breaking news.
Breaking news.
Serena Williams has officially won the second set.
There it is.
Scored 7-6. She's officially won the second set, and we're off to a third set that could be career-defining, okay? Everyone knows it's almost over. She's evolving out of tennis, okay? It's over. Whenever it's over here at the U.S. Open, it's over, okay?
Now,
but unfortunately,
hold on. Are you sure? Because I have my doubts that she's really done because she keeps beating around the bush. Do you think she's done? No matter what.
It's over. It's over. She has a daughter that she has to go raise. She wants to be a mother, and she wants to do the family thing. She's done with it. Okay. Whenever this is done, she's done, okay?
Okay.
And you can take that to the bank.
Okay. To the bank, okay, with another catchphrase from my correspondent, GKP, who keeps coming up with him every call, man. Hey, man, I appreciate your update, and I continue to
All right.
All right, there it is.
Thank you. Hopefully Big Boss Bob is pleased with the information, and y'all already know who it is. Reporting live, Talkback Live Network, out.
There it is. There it is. He's out. Once again, Stanley says he is right for now. So I guess he's talking about GKP. So, man, Stanley is on you, GKP. He is making sure you are right about your info on this. And if you ain't, he's going to be right on top of you. So it's been interesting to watch that go back and forth in the comments. Greg says people are not as high on Silverfield as his two predecessors for whatever reason. Well, I get it. Look, I'm going to tell you something. And y'all have heard Bob say this before. And you see he's actually saying it now in the comments now that I'm looking. He said the Memphis Tigers football coach is a high school football coach. And he said maybe a junior high coach. So in case y'all had any clue, or you had no clue where Bob stands on Ryan Silverfield, I think you might have your answer. But look, I'm like this, man. He's doing a great job recruiting. Can't doubt that. On the field, I don't know. Look, I even had my concerns about Norvell as a coach. But, you know, here's what I was going to say before the last phone call. There are coaches and then there are program leaders. And what I think Norvell did even better than Fuente, and this is just because of personalities, Norvell was a people person. He was a great personality. He was always in front of the camera. And he had a knack for being entertaining, for being cool. He had a great rapport with Penny Hardaway, with the way they would promote both programs together, even going down to wearing Penny shoes, you know what I'm saying? One thing I really did like with Norvell, he would show up to high school games in a helicopter and land on the field or whatever, or near the stadiums of these big time high school football games. You let your presence be felt. You do cool stuff. People in Memphis like that, man. That's why Penny's having a success, and why Tubby, ironically, and I'm not criticizing Tubby Smith because he earned his reputation, but he was not a personality to that degree. You know, kind of I don't know how to put it, but almost like I don't want to say used car salesman, you know what I mean? Or like these folks you see on the commercials, like these lawyers on these commercials trying these different things, grabbing your attention with their phrases, the words, all of that stuff. That's kind of what Norvell was. That's kind of what Calipari was. That's what Penny Hardaway is, you know, on top of the fact that he's already a big star in his sport and has a lot of respect when it comes to that. He's got a flair. Look at the Memphis Madness, man, when he came out in that little car he came out with. The year before, when they had all the smoke on his T-shirt, he's coming out through the smoke with his hands up like a wrestler, beating his chest and rapping to Young Dolph and Moneybag and all that stuff. That stuff Memphis likes. Silverfield is plain. He's 2% milk. He ain't even whole milk. He's 2% milk. He's boring. He looks like a nerd. And maybe he's a good coach, maybe not. But for whatever reason, when I hear his interviews, I don't want to listen to him. It's just, you know, I hear this nerdy dude talking, you know, and I hope he does well with the program, but it's just not firing up my interest. Norvell had a good knack of, I guess you can't help that with your personality. It is what it is. Maybe Silverfield needs to have one of his other coaches go speak for him or do different things, because he's clearly not that guy. Just is what it is. Now, the team seems to love him. I mean, they wanted him to be the coach, a lot of the players, to be the next head coach. The recruits seem to love him because he recruits extremely well. But when it comes to connecting with the city and ticket selling, you better believe that's what the president of the university is looking at. Because if they ain't making no money and the Liberty Bowl is empty, then they might be looking at another coach. But I will say this. All of that being said, if he's able to win games, there's going to be people in the Liberty Bowl. There's going to be people in the Liberty Bowl. If they're a good football team, people are going to be there. If not, if they're boring and they don't win, ain't nobody going to be in the Liberty Bowl. Period. That's just the way it is, especially when you got Tiger football, basketball, that is, especially when you got the Memphis Grizzlies, as exciting as they are. People aren't going to pass that up to go to Tiger football if there ain't a reason to go. So hopefully this year they give them a reason. And the best way to do it is to beat Mississippi State this Saturday. You want to start off the year on a good note? You want to get people excited to give a care about the football program? Beat Mississippi State in Starksville tomorrow night, 6:30, kickoff. That's what you do. And maybe Bob will give Silverfield a chance. Because right now, let me put it on the screen, you just call them a jug of spoiled milk. I mean, come on. I ain't even say that. I say he's 2% milk. You know what I mean? Maybe almond. I ain't going to say almond milk. I like almond milk. Almond milk is good, especially the vanilla flavor. You know. But spoiled milk, that's rough, man. But I'm going to say this. If he loses this year, he's going to look like a big old jug of spoiled milk. And nobody likes spoiled milk. And on that note, I'm going to take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to hit on a couple more quick things. And I'll open the phone lines when we come back. Do not call right now. I'm going on commercial break. But when I come back, the phone lines will be open. And so for right now, I'm going to go to the break. But when we come back, this is Talk Sports Live. I'm your host, Joshua Midgett. And I will be back in a few.
For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It was just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try. There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? You all right now?
I watch y'all coming here for years, because you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You're going to pick that phone up one day, and that girl going to be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Because ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to build. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work.
back to the show, Talk Sports Live. I'm your host, Joshua Midgett, in the building right here on a Friday night live edition of the show. Glad for all of y'all that are joining me today. Got a few minutes left here in the show. Appreciate all of y'all that are coming in. If you hadn't hit that like button, go ahead and do so. If you hadn't shared the video, go ahead and do so as well. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. A lot of first-time viewers as well. You can catch me here every Friday around the same time, around 7 p.m. or so, right here, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Talkback Live Network on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. Follow us on Twitter at Talkback Live. That's one word, at Talkback Live as well. So you can check out everything we got going on as well. You can check out the podcast on Spreaker, the Spreaker app, which is free. You can download Spreaker, free download. Just search for our Spreaker station, Talkback Live, and just search that, and you'll find all of our shows as well. Don't forget for Talkback Live with Bob and Josh coming up this weekend as well, Labor Day weekend, and we'll tell you about when those shows will be live as well. We talk more than sports on Talkback Live with Bob and Josh, with me and Bob. That's the flagship show from what we do here on Talkback Live Network. We talk everything from news to some sports to some politics to hot topics that are going on social media and trending here and locally and nationally. So be sure y'all check that out as well. So just a few more minutes here on It's Friday, man. I'm going to let y'all enjoy y'all Labor Day Friday. And so much football going on coming up this weekend. But one bit of bad news, I must say. I'm bringing it up because my guy, Big Dog Burnett, is in the comments. He's agreeing with me what I was saying about Tiger football. But I must mention what's happening with the Tennessee Titans. You know, a lot of y'all probably wanted me to bring this up for whatever reason that may be. But Harold Landry, star defensive end for the Tennessee Titans, who just got his contract, as a matter of fact, this past offseason, was just re-signed to a big money deal. And personally, I'm happy for the guy. I'm glad he got his contract before this injury took place. And the money is well-deserved. It was a 5-year extension worth up to $87 million with $52 million guaranteed, which means he still gets that money. His previous contract was nowhere near that. He was on his rookie deal. But he had the best year of his career last year, 12 sacks, earned his first Pro Bowl nod, was the 41st pick in the 2018 draft out of Boston College. He is out for the season with a torn ACL. It came out yesterday that he was injured on Wednesday in practice. Tore his ACL. He's out for the season. That's a big blow to my Titans. It's a big blow to their defense because Landry was not only a pass rusher, he was an every down linebacker, which means he was good at run coverage. He was decent enough in pass coverage, and he was tremendous in rushing the quarterback and really helped take the Titans defense to the next level. As you saw throughout last season, the defense got better and better. And by the time the playoffs came around, even though we lost in the first round to the Cincinnati Bengals, who eventually the Bengals won the AFC and ended up in the Super Bowl. The Bengals did take us out in the first round, but we sacked their quarterback 9 times, which was an NFL record for a playoff game. And somehow we still lost. But not to rehash that whole situation. The Titans defense is still going to be very good. We were not a one-man defense by any means. We still have Jeffrey Simmons. We still have David Long. We still have Kevin Byard, who many have ranked as the best safety in the NFL. We have young guys like Caleb Farley coming in on the outside, playing defensive back. Guys like that coming in. Of course, I would expect they are going to make a move to probably try to sign somebody off the free agent market, maybe try to make a trade, but it's highly doubtful that you're going to find somebody that good to replace Harold Landry. But other guys are going to have to step up. Going to need Bud Dupree to step up and be the star that we signed him to be. Bud Dupree was the outside linebacker defensive end from the Pittsburgh Steelers that the Titans signed to a big money deal last offseason, who played okay last year, but he needs to be the superstar that we signed him to be, and especially now that Harold Landry isn't there to soften his load. He's got to step up. Need Jeffrey Simmons to be who he is. We need Ola Adini to be the pass rusher that he's been off the bench. You only know him if you're a Titans fan. I know exactly who he is. Got some other guys coming off the bench as well. David Long Jr., guys like that. So I think the defense will be fine, but hopefully this does mean other guys need to step up in his absence. So I had to put that out there. Harold Landry out for the season. Bit of a bummer to start off. Also, in Titans news, Josh Gordon. In 2013, he was the number one receiver in the NFL. But since then, he's had a lot going on. Not necessarily on the field or his ability, but he had some situations that had him suspended for a couple of seasons when it came to marijuana. And is seemingly not wanting to let the thing go. But he's given several chances by several different teams because he is a superstar level talent. And it seems like the talent's still there, I would assume. But now he has been picked up by the Titans for the practice squad. And I'll say this. I don't hate it at all. I have no problem with it. I've seen his interviews. It seems like he's very humble and yeah, Stanley says weed. Yeah, that's right. Not just marijuana, the weed. Now look, it's a lot more legal now than it was when he was having his problems, but you still got to pass drug tests and stuff like that. So despite all of this, he seems like he's really serious about being serious, doing what he needs to do. And the Titans are going to give him a chance. And look, why not? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. And this has been a big frustration as a Titans fan. We don't like to sign receivers. We went and got Julio Jones last year, who's going to be a Hall of Fame receiver, but he's at the end of his career. And it's something we had to admit by the time the season was halfway over. When he ain't do nothing for us, I held out hope all year. I was on here talking like Julio, he's going to do his thing. When it comes time for the playoffs, he's going to do his thing. He ain't do jack. He ain't do nothing, okay? That's why they let him go. He's with the Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. He better not come out and start looking like Julio with Tom Brady. I'm going to be really upset. But nonetheless, he ain't do jack with us. Some of that has to do with our terrible play calling. Some of that has to do with, him being hurt and stuff like that. I don't know. But signing Josh Gordon, we lose A.J. Brown. We draft, the guy that we drafted coming out of Arkansas. I like him, but he's a rookie. We need a guy with experience, and he's better than half of our receivers, period. I'm going to tell you something, Titans fans. This is just for Titans fans. The rest of y'all can listen to. But in the Titans community, I watch a lot of Titans podcasts and stuff like that. I'm sick of these folks hyping up these little receivers that are on the practice squad that you see them in the preseason every year. It will be something if we see them once, look good in the preseason, like, oh, we need to sign them. I get that. That happens for everybody. But these guys been around the Titans for 5 or 6 years. Little Mason Kinsey. Little whatever is another one. They're little white boys. No offense to white people, but the little white boys, they want them to be good so bad. They want them to be the little Wes Welkers, the little Julian Edelmans, the little superstar white receivers that you see that play for Tom Brady. Well, guess what? It's a reason why these guys ain't made it to the main roster. It's a reason why when they play during the regular season, they don't do nothing. They always drop the ball in the real games because they can't play. Stop trying to hype up somebody that can't play. Titans spend too much time with these guys, And then when they put him out on the field in the real game, they dropped the ball. Oh, that was a nice throw. He just couldn't quite catch it. Oh, that was close. He almost had it. No, stop it. Stop playing with these terrible receivers and get somebody that can play. Even that's why we had to sign this guy, Josh Gordon. Yeah, he's been hooked on weed for 7 years, but hopefully he's off of that stuff now because we know he can play. And, he knows how to catch the ball better than these other guys on the practice squad. So hopefully he can come in and make a difference. And it seems to me that the Titans realized that. That's why they went and took a chance on this guy, because they said it can't hurt. Because these other dudes, I don't know if they own weed or not, but regardless, they can't catch the ball. So let's just see what happens. Stanley says not. See, Stanley, you don't have any faith, man. I got faith. I feel like he's turned his life around. And, just like I had faith in Julio last year. So we saw how that got me. But nonetheless, it's Titans all day. Derrick Henry's healthy. That's the main thing for this season. So we'll see what happens there. Another bit of news. Just some news and notes here to close some things out. Ja Morant. If you have not heard, the news came out, and I put it on my Facebook page, the TalkSPORTS Live page. The news is out. Ja Morant reportedly, but I think it's true. The rumor is getting out that he is getting his own signature shoe from Nike. So for the first time his young career, Ja Morant is getting a signature shoe from Nike. They're going to be called the Nike Ja Ones. They're going to be coming out next summer, 2023. They got 3 different colors that they're going to be put out. So you can check all that out online. Once they put the pictures out, I'll put them out on social media. But it just shows, man. And us in Memphis going to have to start getting used to this. First, the national TV schedule for the NBA came out, and the Grizzlies have 18 games on ESPN, ABC, and TNT. That's never happened. 18 games, not 2 or 3 or 1. They got 18 of them this year. That's never happened in the history of the Memphis Grizzlies, and that's because, in large part, to Ja Morant. And now we got a guy with a signature shoe, signature Nike shoe. So it's a big deal for Ja, man, getting this thing. And it's a big deal for Memphis to have a guy that's a superstar, homegrown, that's drafted by the Grizzlies, not a guy they had to go and get. He is a Grizzly from this jump. And he's continuing to up his brand. And one thing you continue to see, you see analytics-wise, and, look, let's put it this way. If you follow social media, you know that these sports leagues, when they, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, they'll randomly put out highlights of LeBron. Said, here's the King's highlights from the previous year. This is what the King can do. Or Kyrie Irving, or just name your superstar, Chris Paul, whatever. Ja Morant's one of those guys now. Because I remember this was one day I'm scrolling through, and the official NBA Twitter account's tweeting about how awesome Ja is. Let's look at his highlights, and it's got hundreds of thousands of views. That is something, again, that the Grizzlies, that Memphis has never had. A guy that has that level of star power that people are willing to just sit and watch his videos over and over. And his level of influence and all of that stuff. This is new, and this is cool. And as a Grizzlies fan for a long time, since they first came to Memphis, I'm glad he's here and, is doing this thing with the Grizzlies. And he got that big extension this summer as well. So the Grizz knew what they needed to do, and they threw that money down. He bought his dad a mansion. I had the video. I put it up on Facebook now that I can post. I put it up on Facebook, him and his dad living next door to each other in their own mansions that they bought. He bought for him and for his father. And it was funny. He's out there. Say, hey, Pops, what's going on? And he said, hey, man, don't come over here. You got your own house. So that's pretty cool, man. So shout out to John. Congrats on the shoe deal as well. And last thing, I'm not going to hit on the Giannis thing. I feel like that's for another show because that's going to take up a lot more time. Last thing, it was a big trade in the NBA today as well. Donovan Mitchell, superstar guard for the Utah Jazz, was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. How about that? Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's been rumored for the longest. You've been following the NBA waiver wire and the news and all that Donovan Mitchell and the New York Knicks were hot and heavy in negotiations. And everybody thought, including me and everybody that thought anything, that New York is going to get that deal done. Because everybody knows New York loves superstars. And Donovan Mitchell is actually a young superstar, 25 years old in the prime, early prime of his career. And that would have been a good move for the Knicks, but they couldn't get it done. And Cleveland came in and snatched him up. I love that move for Cleveland. They gave up some stuff, but they still have a nice team. Darius Garland, former Vanderbilt Commodore, who made the All-Star team last year. You talk about Karis LeVert, Evan Mobley, young players, young stars, a Cleveland team that when they were healthy was in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference, but they had injuries besieged their team as the season ended. And they dropped in the rankings. But what could have been an even more miraculous season was kind of derailed. But Cleveland, and this is post-LeBron, this is the best they've been. The most promising they look for the future. Some people may think LeBron is looking back at his ex, like, hey, you looking pretty good. While the Lakers are trying to figure out what they want to do. Going out and trading for Patrick Beverley. Don't know if they want to keep Russell Westbrook, who they seem to hate, but they still have to play with him and act like they like him. So I don't know what's going on there. But we'll see. Yeah, Stanley says they moved out in East Memphis. Okay. Very interesting. So those are a few things that are going on in the world of sports. So I'm going to get on off here, man. I know a lot of y'all are still checking out what's going on with Serena Williams. Don't know what the latest is as of yet. Still trying to keep up with it. If anybody wants to give an update, don't know where our correspondent is currently, but and it's funny, I'm looking at Twitter. People are on the edge of their seats watching this match because if she loses, this is it. So you can't get any more dramatic than that right there. So I'm currently scrolling to see if there's an update on the match before I get off. People talking about breathe. So I don't know. But I'm going to get off, man, so I can watch it and see what happens toward the end of that match, man. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, for watching, for listening to me on today. This is Talk Sports Live. I'm Joshua Midgett, and I am out. What's up, y'all? Bob and Josh here. We're right here at Shop and Save. As a matter of fact, $14.99 South 3rd. You see, you got Bob right here with me, and we're about to go in. I know, right?
Yeah, that's right. About to go in to Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd.
Look at the camera.
And 901-946-4303. And you know, like I always say, some of the best soul food you'll ever taste. And we're going to get a taste today of some of the best soul food in Memphis, Tennessee, right here at Shop and Save. Again, $14.99 South 3rd. 901-946-4303. Yeah. Again, you can call them anytime. Some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
That's it. See y'all in a minute.
We're here to get us some good old food today from Shop and Save. I looked at the menu, the food a few moments ago.
Yes.
Man, it looks good, and they were filling it all back up because so many people are still coming in the door as we speak, to get food right here at Shop and Save. So we're going to get up in a minute, get us something, and take it home with us. But we're glad to be Good afternoon, everyone. We're at Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd, and we have Miss Shannon with us. She is one of the cooks here at Shop and Save. I want to tell you, folks, if you've never been to Shop and Save, you need to get down here. If you have been, you need to come on back down and, hey, enjoy another treat from Shop and Save. I know we are. We're getting some food and get ready to get out of here in a minute, but we need to talk to Miss Shannon, one of the great cooks back there. And Ms. Shannon, welcome to Talk Back Live.
Thank you.
Listen, there are so many people that have heard of Shop and Save. There's a lot of people going to find out about you.
Right.
Talk to us about the food and everything and how you all prepare the food. And first of all, tell us how long you've been here.
I've been here probably almost 15 years.
15?
Wow. We got good food. We started off doing just a little bit, but now we done graduated, so we're doing fine in business. And also we got all kind of soul food. We got ham hocks, we got pigtails, we got pinto beans, black-eyed peas, all the beans, greens, cabbage, Brussels sprouts.
Oh, Lord.
We got
squash.
You said pigtails?
Yes.
Oh,
pigtails.
My goodness.
Yes. Pigtails, we got ham hocks, we got baked chicken, we got baked pork chop. We're getting just a lot of soul food. We got a lot of things going on, y'all. We got a lot of desserts. We got banana pudding.
Well, let's talk about that. Banana pudding.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. One of my favorites. You got banana pudding. You got
peach cobbler,
sweet potato pie. What else you got?
We got caramel cake. We got sakatumi cake. We got lemon cake, strawberry cake.
Caramel.
We got all kind of cake.
Caramel.
Yes,
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Turn up.
Man, that's Christmas time. There,
Christmas time.
Well, you guys have it year round.
Yes, we do. Also, we have dressing.
Turkey and dressing.
Chicken and
Meatloaf,
dressing.
fried chicken.
Lasagna, chili mac. All right.
Now listen, folks. Listen. This is real soul food. This is real soul food. This is not putting on any game. This is soul food, and the best soul food you'll ever find is a shopping sale. Come on down. 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
Got another lady here. I'll jump in. How you doing? What's your name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Okay, how long you been
Come on
here?
down, y'all. Come on down to Shop and Save, where we do the best at the rest.
There it is. There it is.
There you go. Hey,
Can't
we
finish
can't
it better than
explain anything else about that. Shop and save. Get on down here, 1499 South 3rd.
South 3rd.
Call them at 901-946-4303. Again, the best soul food you'll ever find anywhere.